Greetings, fellow beings! Ho ho! It is a terrific Tuesday, July 25th, 2023. And alliteration aside, I'm very excited that we're this far into the week. Tuesdays are always a lot of fun. And although there is no Tuesday tirade today, there are some other things that we can look forward to, including a video just released by WDW Pro about Indy 5 and its complete and utter failure, and what there could possibly have been decision-wise to make this film a better, outcome for Disney. You should check that out. I also have two videos myself dropping today. One of them, about some Twitter stuff, and one of them about something else entirely different. I think you will enjoy. But we have a handful of stories to get through today. I think 15 or 16 in all, not to mention we have bonus time. At least 15 to 30 minutes of excellence after we're done with the show. So don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. But let's say hi to each and every one of you, and we'll start again with an incredibly generous super chat, or set of them, 4 of them, as a matter of fact, from our good friend Philip M., who is going to be headed into surgery very soon. So we have to wish him well, thoughts and prayers and everything that, you believe in for Philip, because he certainly needs it. Here's first up. So when they had eaten breakfast, Jesus said to Simon Peter, "Simon, son of Jonah, do you love me more than these?" He said to him, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." He said to him, "Feed my lambs." He said to him again, a second time, "Simon, son of Jonah, do you love me?" And he said to him, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." He said to him, "Tend to my sheep." He said to him a third time, "Simon, son of Jonah, do you love me?" Peter was aggrieved at this point, because he said to him the third time, "Do you love me?" And he said to him, "Lord, you know all things. You know that I love you." Jesus said to him, "Feed my sheep." Wow. Thank you very much for that. Once again, Philip, those are incredibly generous $10 super chats to start a stream full of inspiration. Thank you. Moving on, we've got our good friend Captain Phantom Nerd in the house. Great to see you, my friend. There's Y Destroyer 3466V. Morgan King is in the house. We've got the Batcap saying hail all. Yeknomino is here saying greeting campers. Greetings indeed. And of course, there's Griffin saying salutations. Today in history, July 25, 1909, French aviator Louis Blériot was the first person to fly across the English Channel. He traveled from Calais, there's the word, to Dover in 37 minutes. Wow, did not know that. Thank you for that. Let's see, we've got Professor Haitian in the house, who dropped a video this morning in support of small creators. Check that out. We've got a story that we will be covering in bonus time about Bronny James, which is very strange. There is the Common Nerd. How's it going, Jesse? Hope you're doing well. Let's see. And I certainly hope they're not your parting words, Philip M. I hope surgery goes well. Zavin is in the house, says hi, folks. Hello to you. We got people in the house praying. We've got Vince Womack in the house saying greetings and salutations. And we have a super sticker from our good friend Eric Winberg. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate it so very much. Those super stickers are very cool indeed. And of course, it's a Shiba Inu dog, which I absolutely love. And I think you guys all know that. Let's see who else rolled in the door before we get fired up and get started. We got several folks like James Dosher is here. We've got Izaj Melody in the house as well. Dave G Sound is joining us today, and Stygian Dogs. We also have Randall Orser checking in from the Great White North. And of course, Rod Thunderheart. Good to see you, my friend. Keck44 is joining us as well. A few other folks popping in right before we go live. Like Catsith saying hello indeed. Cosmic Squirrel says greetings from the cosmos. There you go. One Punch Man Tolkien fan, which is a cool way to say things, says lots twos today. That's right, lots of twos, many twos. Al Humphreys is checking in from across the pond as well. I hope you're doing well, my British friend. We've got Spaceship Vampire here as well. Oh, and I will be hanging out with Mr. H later today. So check out the H cast later today. Hopefully you get a chance to do that. It's always super fun. Got Tender Warrior 68 in the house. We've got Vulcan Live saying, already watched. Good video. Thank you. Rogue Thinker is out there as well. But you know what, folks? MTAC Shark and all the others like Trinoculus P that just dropped in, we've got to go. Mr. Sapola joining us on Rumble. Great to see you. And Vince is on Odysee, and we're streaming live on Twitter. Hello, Twitter. Here, John Sapola's here too. There's Barney Fife. He's got a bullet. Lug out. Channel Surf is here. Looking handsome as ever. Lester San Jose. Lord Thoth from the Great White North. Eh? Low Spec. Linux Laptop. Davinia Duckworth. Blackia. All right, everybody. 6 minutes starts now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you are and whenever you're watching. Thanks for checking out the 6 Minute Daily. We have a lot to talk about, not a lot of time to do it in. I'm very grateful that you are all here with me. And for those of you watching on the replay, don't forget to leave a comment and throw a like up because it'll help. And you will never miss one of these streams if you turn on notifications, which I will appreciate. With 15 stories to go and bonus time after, let's get started, shall we? Here we are, starting with this one. Why haven't A-list stars joined the SAG-AFTRA picket line? Well, because it's beneath them. They're the top earners. They really don't consider the people below them, mid-level and lower actors, to be worth their time. Of course, that's my cynical take. It's probably bigger than that. They really just are probably just calculating when the best opportunity would be to be there, working with some advisors to make sure that they can maximize their press time. And there have been a few that have showed up there, but this isn't uncommon. It's happened during every strike. You usually get a lot of B-level people like Mark Ruffalo showing up. Makes sense. Moving on, we've got Silo Season 2 grinding to a halt on indefinite hiatus. They won't be able to shoot it because of, well, what's going on right now. I think a lot of these companies are going to come to the realization sometime in October that they really need to start the machine back up. And by that time, it's going to be, or probably going to be, too late. You have, a very quiet Comic-Con, as predicted here on this channel, and as you probably witnessed yourself if you've watched any of the live streams. We have wonderful creators in our fellowship that were there, including that Star Wars girl and Neurotic and the folks from Film Threat with Chris Gore and all. It was rather subdued. Eric July was there, probably one of the biggest moments of the Comic-Con. Lots of independent stuff. Comic books sales spiked because guess what? You're not distracted by the Hollywood nonsense. So I guess in a way it was positive. What is also weird is that the Toronto Film Festival is finally pulling in like films, but they're not going to be pulling in any stars. Lots of stuff is going to be for sale, but there won't be anybody there to promote it. At least there shouldn't be, based on the requirements for the striking actors and writers. You end up with a lot of directors and people that have really no business being up in front of people promoting things, but hey, that's the way the ball bounces right now. Kind of like Barbie. Barbie is still bouncing upward, although it's falling off slightly, as we pointed out last night on Comics Division's channel. And it is a pretty massive open at $356 million global box office. It added a few million yesterday, and we'll find out those numbers officially later today. But I have a feeling that this film will start to fall off rather precipitously. And the thing is, the second weekend is always telling. It probably needs a little bit more in the neighborhood of legs in order to get to profitability. But unlike what I surmised, this may actually not be just a little more than profitable. It may do very well. The question is, at the expense of what? And that's a conversation I think we'll have in a broader sense on many of the shows throughout the week, including probably the H-Cast. America Ferrera's epic speech in Barbie, the one that lasted 4 minutes, apparently took 2 days and somewhere between 30 and 50 takes for her to give you that 4-minute lecture. That made no sense and ended up with her saying and concluding, I don't know. Well, I don't know either. Topless Florence Pugh scene in Oppenheimer has been digitally censored in Saudi Arabia and the Middle East, India, places that they don't appreciate that kind of entertainment. So yeah, you won't get to see her, naked. And to be fair, there's been a lot of ridicule thrown her direction for that, but I feel bad for her because, you know, she just did what was required of the role, and getting a lot of shade is not cool. Jason Aldean's song, Try That in a Small Town, has rocketed to number 2 on the charts, and that's very impressive for somebody they tried to cancel. The stock market today opens mixed. It's probably going to finish lower. We've got a lot of big tech earnings coming out, and some of them will be less than expected. By the way, your tax dollars are now going to pay for thousands of more prisoners across the U.S. to get free college. When it says paid for by the government, remind yourself that that is your tax money at work. In fact, here's more of your tax money at work because a federal prison counselor has agreed to plead guilty to illegally accepting benefits from a wealthy inmate. In other words, bribery. Yeah, this is all happening with your money. Trader Joe's cookies may contain rocks. That sucks. Trader Joe's sucks rocks, or at least they want you to. Be careful. Look to see if you own any cookies that are recalled. Elon Musk revealed the X logo officially yesterday, replacing Twitter's blue bird, and you can now Zeet, I guess. Let me tell you, there's a lot of things that are going to need to be rebranded over time. Still lots of things that need to change, but I don't know if changing the name of Twitter helped. Just redirect from X probably would have been the way to go. China is removing its outspoken foreign minister because this person is considered a rival to Xi. So Qin Gang is now out, which may be bad. I guess there's a lot of issues going on in the Communist Party in China. And finally, there's a big peanut that has risen once again along the roadside in Georgia after it was felled by, well, one of the massive hurricanes going back quite a ways, back during Hurricane Michael in 2018. So it only took him, 5 years to get back in place? But it's back and better than ever. On that note, we're done with this part of the show, but stick around. So be sure to take care of yourself, though. Take care of others. Wash your hands always, because it's good hygiene. And in about 2 minutes after the credits, we'll be back. All right.
Thanks for visiting today. Be sure you're subscribed and hit that for alerts.
Yay!
Of course, like and share all of the videos that you can, as it helps with the algorithm. Have a great day.
That's right, everybody. We are headed for bonus time, so don't go anywhere. Hi, Twitter. Stick around. Hey, those of you on Rumble and Odysee, hang out. Hi, YouTube. Y'all, we're going to talk about at least one or two more things. I got 15 minutes, 30 minutes I can spend with you all. Hopefully you can stick around for me here. We've got these amazing members, which, again, I'm going to have to re-render for the third time because for whatever reason, it's quitting like about 2/3 of the way through. So I'm going to have to redo probably the font, I think, is what's killing it. Anyway, we'll be adding more names to this, and we'll be adding more member streams coming up in August. At least 2, if not 4. We'll see. Getting aggressive with that stuff to help add benefits for these things. We have a behind-the-scenes video coming out here shortly as well. I get to stay in a penthouse in Vegas. Very strange. Anyway, hang on a second. We're headed for bonus time. And there we go. Hi, everybody. Good to see you. We got a lot of you here in the chat. I think I already said hi to Davinia and Blackia, but I know a couple other people snuck in, like Last Son of K and Darius Munchausen. I think, Tiberius K is here. Maestro Chi is here. Carlos Alfredo Lopez is here. Jared Markham is here. There's Jim Watari, who got to hang out with the folks over at Comic Con. I hope you enjoyed it. Unlimited Power is here. What's going on? Sonder Hammerslag Sacre Bleu is in the house. And so many more. We got Feliato with us today. Good to see you, bud. And Commandant VHS. Mr. H is very cool. And I get to hang out with him in, let's see, about 3 hours or 2 hours, something like that. Once we wrap up here, I'll realize it. Let's see. It'll be maybe 3 hours, 3 hours and change. Let's just put it that way. So do check that out. The HCast is a lot of fun. You got 4 or 5 of the smartest people that you could hope for. And then me, the dumbest guy you could hope for. But we all hang out together and talk entertainment. There's Mr. Mexican Ironman for $10. What's going on, Mikey? Says, new show, Culture Sleep Casino. Watch as Culture does 43 live streams in a week. 3 to 6 hours per stream. The twist: we've been on what day and time culture passes out from sleep deprivation. I feel like I'm already there. In fact, I actually have in my day, Mikey, a nap planned today. But I want to say thank you for the super chat, my friend. We've had multiple super chats and super stickers, and in order to preserve time, I've been kind of grouping them together so I can run great clips like this one.
Oh, man, that's some sweet cheddar. Guys, yeah.
That's right. Thank you for that sweet cheddar. Go to work, people. The smartest people in government need your tax money. That's right. And M Tax Shark would know. Hey, Snakes and Funerals is here. They're better than Whole Foods? Yes, Trader Joe's is far better than Whole Foods. The problem is, well, they got some recalls. Just pay attention to that. Pay attention to that. We've got Daniel saying X is a terrible logo compared to the bird. No argument. No argument. Yeah. Control Alt Yeet. That's right, Ignomino. Carlos Estrada's in the house. Rocks isn't so bad compared to finding controlled substances. Oh, I know. I was looking at, this is a weird thing, right? They cut open like a chocolate, like one of the chocolates, well, high-end chocolates, right? And what you find inside that is just scary. Very, very scary. Yeah, do check out Brandon the Anime Guys channel. It's fantastic. Thank you for that, Max. Way to go. Sound like Angry Joe's cookies. Wow. Jose Rivero says, exit. Time for me to exit. Terminator exit. See, that song gets stuck in my head, right? Or like a DMX song, right? It's crazy. I'm crazy. Crazy for feeling so lonely. Existential. Look at you guys in the chat. Hey, there's Jason saying, everything's a psyop. Everything is awesome. Maybe not. Twixer sounds like a social media app for candy bars. It does. It does. Oh, look at you all. You're so great. Culture shower scene? Hey, I might do a horror movie. You don't know. Actually, I plan on doing one. Western horror. Can't wait to get that done. I really need to buckle down on that project. It takes a lot of coordination with a lot of people because I've only got a handful of days to shoot it. So I've got like 6 days in total. 3 days in this amazing ghost town, I hope. So we'll see. Yeah, Darius Munchausen sending me a $4 cup of coffee. Thank you, my friend Darius. I appreciate it. There's the good doctor, or the evil doctor, depending on the day. A Dega Outlaw, who I still think one of the funnest Loki streams I saw was like a week and a half or 2 weeks ago when you were hosting it as your evil counterpart. So good. So good. This mind intentionally left blank a recent High Roller member. Thank you for that. Good morning to you. And I love that picture of the cute little kitty. Love it. Love it. Let's see who else popped in. Dylan's here. I saw Dylan. There's Dylan. I am not one of the smartest people, but thank you, John Cipolla. I appreciate it. I hung out with 2 very smart people this morning. The WDW Pro video on Indie, fantastic. Just wait for later. Today's video is going to be sparkling. I'm very excited for that one. And I think I'm going to be hanging out with the puppets for some mediocrity on Wednesday. So check that out. Oh, programming note. Tuesday Tirade is going on a lengthy hiatus. So on Tuesdays, you'll still get the bonus time that we're doing right now. But that entertainment show is going to have to take a break. I'm starting some other efforts that I need to pay very close attention to, but I'll still be on Mr. H's Hcast on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And you know, just some programming notes. And and the Friday pre-flight, that may change a little bit too. We'll talk about that in the future. Maybe on Friday. Maybe if you're here on Friday, you'll find out what I plan to do. Darth Plato's in the house. Hey, cultural. Hey to you. Hey to you. Look at all these wonderful beings. I am so blessed. John's here. I haven't seen you in a while other than other channels, and I appreciate you being here, John. I know it takes a lot of time to get here. I appreciate it. You're awesome. Oh, wow. We got a massive super chat from Magitech Max for $5 saying, Daniel reminded me, I named a Final Fantasy VI character after you. After me? Wow. I'll have to check it out. books. Check them out. Larry, the name's so nice you say it twice, Larry. And P. Lai says, I swear today is the day to bang my bad knee. Eee! That is not good. Don't do that. That's an ouchie. No ouchies. Matt G's in the house. What's going on? What's going on? Saunders says, les poupées. Les puppets. Les poupées. Yeah, I don't know. How do you say puppet in French? I don't know. Culture Casino, what is a pre-flight? Well, it's the lounge show that we do on Fridays that I've done like 150 some episodes of, but that's going to change. I think I saw the lovely Sheila Aliens in the house. I did. Look at that. Top of the morning, CC in chat. Indeed. Sheila's a lot of fun. Great on panels. Das Wulfin, what's up? Josiah Robinson. Hey, what's going on? Jeremy and Ryan. Oh yeah. People watch that a bit too. Scott X is here. It was Setzer, wasn't it? Oh boy, I don't know. Guys are crushing it. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, the pre-flight. It's not going to change. There's just some things that are going to change about the show, and it might be rebranded to a different name, but it's still going to be in essence the same thing. We'll talk about it. I promise. Friday we'll talk about it. Anthony's here. Good to see you. We got Darth Gutierrez in the house. There he is. That's right. Anthony's in the house. A few other folks. Oh, Mr. Tickle Trunk. Hey, Mr. TT. Fantouche sounds like Fantouche. Oosh. Fantouche. Okay. There you go. Richard B is here. Good to see you. Any more? It's not a weave, bro, but it's fine. All right. We could call it the weekend weave, maybe. I don't know. I'll think of some branding. But for the 98 of you that are here, you're here for a reason. We are in bonus time. I do want to talk about a story that somebody had already mentioned that I find rather odd. Now, I'm not going to say anything about this other than it was a potential tragedy and still maybe. If you're familiar with professional basketball, you probably know an individual named LeBron James. He's probably one of the greatest basketball players in his mind, and really is responsible for the destruction of the game. In my opinion, that's an opinion, so you can have a different one. You may like him. I don't know. I mean, I did originally thought he was fantastic. Ohio native from the Akron area, which was the rubber capital of the world, where Goodyear was based, and yet, he slowly became kind of anti-American somehow. This guy's a billionaire, but no, we're going to become anti-American. But we'll set all of that aside and say that he has several family members, one of which is trying to follow in his footsteps. His name is Bronny James. And unfortunately, he was at basketball practice at USC and suffered a cardiac arrest while playing. Now, any of these kinds of things are incredibly serious and very scary. Bronny is supposed to be quite the basketball player himself. He looks to have his dad's mass and height and all of those other things. And look at those monstrous hands. So he will definitely be a phenomenal player. But a cardiac arrest at a young age is very, very unusual. He's 18 years old. And USC is a wonderful basketball school. It's what used to be a good place for film school, but we'll talk about that in a different way another time. But he was hospitalized. He was treated on site and immediately transferred to the medical center, where he was put into ICU, and he is now listed in stable condition. So they're asking for respect and privacy. I can't imagine why. I mean, that would seem like, they're just asking for the same thing any of us would wish. But they do send their deepest thanks and appreciation to the USC Medical Center and the athletic staff for their incredible work and dedication to the safety of their athletes. So yeah, this is just a few months after he declared that he would be playing at USC. And he really probably will only do the minimum 1 year for that. And you do end up with this situation happening with with athletes, especially basketball and soccer players. We lost a number of incredibly talented athletes because of enlarged heart muscles and things like that. There's going to be speculation around this in a lot of ways, which I'm not going to lean into at all. I'm just going to say it was almost a very, very bad situation indeed. There's a lot of very strange coincidences, in this particular sport. But they've been there for a very long time. I mean, we've got a lot of athletes that have had trouble with their heart for a while. But it is a piece of news that we do want to cover. It's one that I do still keep track of sports, even though I don't watch sports anymore, and I think it's very interesting, to say the least. I also think it's very interesting that we were talking about taxes earlier today as part of the 6-minute daily structure itself. 2 stories, as a matter of fact, on how your tax dollars are being used or utilized. There's also been some changes in the tax code, and of course, an increased number of agents that work for the Internal Revenue Service. Apparently, they are going to be ending unannounced visits to people's houses to protect worker safety and combat scammers, because apparently people have been scammed in this way, I guess, by people showing up at their door. And of course, I know why they're worried about safety, because they've essentially announced that, their agents are going to be rather well equipped when they come to your door. So, but they said they're not going to do that anymore. And Daniel Werfel, the new IRS commissioner, told reporters on Monday, today's announcement is the right thing to do at the right time. Yeah. So we'll have to see how that goes. I think there is a lot of pushback during the budgetary process to a lot of these things. So there's that. Culture, my doorbell reloads just saying, well, I have one of those like fancy ones that you talk to and stuff. And I can pre-record a message, which I've done. It just says, if you're a solicitor, bye. And if you are an uninvited guest, bye. So yeah, I'm not super friendly to uninvited humans that show up on my property. So, but that's just me. Yeah. We got Mr. Tickle Trunk here for a Canadian $2. Says, was nice seeing the Wall Street Journal call out Disney for wokeism. That's a good point of conversation indeed. They're not the only ones, though. I mean, even Bloomberg and Fortune and others have really called them out. Most recently, Fortune did an article based on a Bloomberg article from yesterday, which you can actually go find out there on Fortune, talking about the fact that Disney's rolling back films, pushing back again. So a lot of the things we had been hearing were possibilities, and you can, go back in time and listen to Mr. H or WDW Pro or Midnight's Edge or Valiant Renegade or even me saying that they were considering pushing films back. Well, it looks like that may come to fruition for a couple of reasons. In Fortune, they overstate that it's because they don't have stars to promote it. And I'll just tell you right now, red carpet premieres and that kind of promotion really doesn't push a film hard forward. It's just part of a traditional marketing cycle. I think they're going to find that they don't really need them to push forward a film. They really don't have a lot of effect on that unless it's something that's done to an extreme, and it's done in lots of places. Like, for example, Tom Cruise recently with Mission Impossible 7 and with the previous film, Top Gun Maverick. I think those were examples of how, if you go about doing all that kind of a promotional event series properly, it can do something. But I mean, we just watched Haunted Mansion premiere take place in Disneyland with a director and a bunch of wild, crazy unaffiliated characters promoting that film, Haunted Mansion, and it didn't matter. It was barely covered, and I don't think anybody even knows that film's coming out. I don't think putting all the B-list actors out there on the red carpet would have actually improved the notoriety of that film either. So, if you put that hand in hand with audiences that aren't interested in the giant political divide that Disney's pushing, and I think that speaks volumes. But yeah, Wall Street Journal, I mean, a lot of them are coming out against this right now. You're also seeing those rumors about Apple and Disney again, which I still call BS on, because if you look back in time, like at the Street and other publications similar, if you follow any investment press, you'll find that those articles go way back in time. 2017, 2015, you see Apple's going to buy Disney. Well, Apple does sit on a whole big pile of cash, like $250 billion or some ridiculous amount, probably more than that, to be fair. And I just, it would have to jump over too many regulatory hurdles. It would be a nightmare. And Apple probably, and I've heard other people say this, but I don't believe they want to be in the theme park business, the cruise ship business, or anything else. I think a lot of corporations that do the level of vertical integration that Disney has done always find themselves more prone to failure at a faster rate because their attentions are so divided. And to be fair, I mean, the wokeism that Mr. Tickletrunk is referring to, you've divided your audience in half on everything, including the theme parks. And that's showing up right now, truly. Football, mate. It's football. That's right. In the States, we call it soccer still, but you're correct. Yeah. I call it European football. So there you are. That's, fair enough. Hey, look, it's Little Chad. What's up? Check out Little Chad and Ascended Art. They do a great stream once a week. It's pretty awesome. Zeno the Stoic says, I watched some football, but my team is the Chiefs, and Mahomes is really great. Yeah. I grew up. I think the first helmet I ever received as a youth was a Chiefs helmet. Missouri-based team. Lots of family from Missouri. Two's Nose. Cool. Meanwhile, the IRS now has a SWAT team and is raiding businesses. Very strange indeed. Yeah. Very strange indeed. Meanwhile, we'll see what happens. The fact that they say worker safety really shows how bad things are for them. Yeah, that IRS story, indeed. Yeah, very strange. Yeah. Avon calling. That's right. Right. Cable guy. Yeah. Love it. Kid off my lawn. Yeah, I'm grumpy when people make their way onto my property. I'm like, you were advised, even entering the area that I live in, that you were not supposed to be here. It's posted. So what are you doing? Commander and Striker says, have you heard George R.R. Martin say his HBO deal is on hold because of strikes? Yeah. And he didn't say garbage ratings. Well, to be fair, the House of the Dragon show is very successful for him, but I doubt anything else will be. Fans are still irritated with that dude, including me. But if you listen to Scott Sporkin News podcast, he's got to be raging at this point. Because that book's just sitting there. When was the last time we got a book from the Game of Thrones series, right? Song of Ice and Fire series. When? Been a long time. Is it like, over 1,800 days now? 1,900 days? Been a while. Been a while. It's been a while since I could say that I'm not addicted. There you go. Red carpet is for the production crew's ego, or at least the part that gets invited anyway, which is true. It just doesn't. It's the same reason that, like, the rumors are, and I'm saying rumors, folks, so take that everything I'm saying, grain of salt time, because they're not even my thoughts here. But that Kathleen Kennedy wants to remain around and get an EP credit on at least a couple of films if she's not involved in Lucasfilm anymore, which is a standard practice, to be fair, especially for characters that are developed under people's watch. That's why you still see George Lucas's name on Star Wars, because based on characters developed by George Lucas, EP, George Lucas. Yeah. So it is what it is. At this rate, Disney will become the Haunted Mansion. Yes, Sandra, that's correct. I think we're getting there. Disney's in big financial trouble. Another reason to watch the video that we did over on Pro's channel this morning. Very well worth it. And tonight's video is going to be fire as well, I'm afraid. Or at least I'm not sure when we're recording one tonight, but I think everybody's going to be taken aback. It's pretty bonkers. Homemade beef jerky. Sheila Alien, share. Oh man, I had this really, really interesting, like blueberry flavored jerky. It was interesting. It peppered blueberry jerky. I'm a big fan of like flavored bacon, right? You guys know that. I like the smoked maple peppered bacon. That's like one of my favorite. And then you do that, you cook that all up, get nice and crispy, right? And then you get yourself some hot fudge or chocolate, and you dip your bacon in there, and then you put it on some wax paper and freeze it. You get it out, let it thaw out a bit, and you have like perfect meat candy. I'm just saying. I'm a freak show when it comes to bacon, though. So sorry about that. Let's see. I'm just scrolling through your comments now. I like football. I like European football. I like American football. I like football. CGI, when done right, can be an amazing tool in cinema. I actually have a video coming out about this. If not today, then tomorrow. I think so far this week, I've recorded at least 6 videos, if not more. And I've got 2 more that I'm wrapping up the outlines for, and I'll be doing videos on as well. So. Oh, and I'm going to continue to say this, and I say it in the video this week. It's probably not out yet, but CGI is still dog poo-poo when it comes to writing anything that's helpful for scripts. In fact, I think Gary Nerdrotic actually pointed that out in one of his recent videos. So I tried to use the AI to do like intros and stuff, or at least like kind of craft an intro, but they're not as much fun. You know, and like I like my dad jokes and all my other fun stuff. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm whining. I apologize. We've got Mr. Tickletrunk for a Canadian $5. What's up? Says never be fooled. The 3 stages of wokest denial are: it's not happening. It only happens in university. It's happening here, but it's a good thing. That's true. Yeah, it's kind of the rules of acceptance, you know. To be fair. Oh, Australian rules football is rad. I remember growing up watching that on ESPN when ESPN was new. And then you got like ESPN the Ocho. Yeah, it was fantastic. Meanwhile, there you go. Candy Graham. Thank you, Channel Sir. You guys are on fire. Hey, Empress NM, what's going on? Yeah, the Nextdoor app. Yeah, it's a hoot and a half, right? People are like, did you hear that thing? It sound like a gunshot? I'm like, it's 4th of July, idiot. Becky, what's up? No. I want to talk about that, but I'm going to wait because I'm probably going to do a video. I have an unboxing to do for Jason Sandberg's Jupiter. I need to get that one done this week too. Woo, so many things to do. Culture. If you could name your property like Elvis named Graceland, what would you call it? Culture Palace, like Caesar's Palace. I don't know. I'd have to think about that. But that's a great question, Action Comp. Thank you for that. Da, 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 da. Do I also sing metal tunes? Of course. Yeah. Yep. I grew up. Yeah. Some of the first vinyl I owned was rock music. I actually showed off, I think, during one of my streams because I got a birthday present live while I was doing my stream last year, I think, for my birthday. And I was the Detroit Rock City album from Kiss, which I think was Destroyer, pretty sure. But anyway, I have that vinyl. I don't think it's here. I think it's in the album collection. But yeah, I was gifted that by a family member who remembered just how much I loved that album. So now I have a completely unopened vinyl of that album, and that's cool as heck. Yeah, what's up, Bucky Cat? Look at a cute kitty. I love you guys with your animals as your avatars. They're fantastic. My dad's homemade beef jerky is unsurpassed. I could send you some if you have a P.O. box. Okay, so officially relocated mailing address for the channel. So as soon as everything's established there, I'm going to put it out there, because the PO box that I had moved it to, I got nothing at, not because of y'all, but because it just, for whatever reason, it wasn't accepting the address or whatnot for a lot of the different things that I had ordered for me. So they came back undeliverable, but I'm going to correct that and have, so keep an eye out. There will also be a physical location for a studio that is not here in my home in the future. That's another thing I'd love to talk to you about in the future as well. So we'll get there, guys. Promise. Kara says, feeding my chickens while listening to you. Awesome. Oh, chickens are so fun. Free eggs every day. And that's the other thing. You can definitely supplement your chicken's diet, right? But if you have like enough biodiversity as far as what's on your property and you let them free range, sometimes you don't have to do anything. But it's a good idea to throw some scratch out there for calcium and things like that. There's no doubt. Sriracha bacon is good too. I'm a freak. It's true story. I own that. KK killed the Lucas brand. Whoa, hey now, Carlos Estrada. I can't read that. I showed it, but I can't read it. CGI is a crutch. I agree. Very true. As a 3D artist, it can't do everything. That's true. That's true. But there's some neat stuff out there. If you watch, I think if it's not today's videos, it's tomorrow's. It's probably tomorrow. Tomorrow, I think there's 2 AI related videos. One of them is about AI in cinema and entertainment. So you guys will want to check that out. I promise. Those are going to be good. Do you script your material, outline, or wing it? Yes, all 3. So sometimes I will. Okay, like I always try to talk to camera. I'm not one of those faceless channels. So oftentimes I'll have an outline. Sometimes I'll have a full script. I've been doing a little bit more scripted content lately because I feel like it helps delineate my thoughts. But I don't stick with the script when I do that. And then like when I'm doing a review for television or film, I just have notes, and I don't even. I mean, I'm just right off the top of my head. So it's a mix of all 3. Whatever way you think you can convey your point best, I think authenticity is most important. It's one of the reasons I appreciate live streams more. Speaking off the cuff, I think that's just more real, because especially if you hear something from somebody else, like if you're having that kind of a conversation, it'll inform your own opinion. So maybe you think about something in an entirely different way, which is why when I do live streams, oftentimes I will build upon something the next time I'm on a live stream about a similar subject or the same subject, because I've had a chance to think about it, and B, somebody sparked something in my head that was different. I think that's really important. Having those kinds of conversations, and the more of them we can have, I think the better. A lot of people say that can be boring. I'm like, not if you're saying different stuff every time, all in the same vein, but if it's different. So anyway, for what it's worth, I hope that didn't spoil the fun behind the scenes there for anybody, but there you go. Culture Club. Thank you, James Willard. I think that would be fun and all, except that I think there's already a Culture Club. Weaveland. There you go. Well, actually, when we get relocated here soon, I think that having people be able to visit the property would be fantastic. I do. I'm one of those weird people, though. I mean, if you're invited, if you're in my flock, my family, my crew, whatever term you want to use, I feel like that's awesome. I love hanging out with everybody, and this is coming from a person who, you know, while here on camera I'm bombastic and overtly engaged in conversation. The amount of quiet around me when I'm not on camera is probably stunning to most people. Quiet and patience. Been told I'm patient, to be fair. Oh, I would love to dress up as like maybe Ace Frehley or Peter Criss. You guys remember Peter Criss? Great drummer. I think I have the facial shape closer to Ace Frehley, but we'll see. Oh, unboxings are the best. I love unboxings. Yeah, I just wish people watched them more. Hey, Dad, man, I hope you're having a good lunch. I'm a bit jealous, and now that I've had this jerky talk and I talked about bacon, I'm hungry. Rod Thunderheart. And I think this is true. I think practical effects plus AI is the future. I think that's entirely accurate. And again, there's reasons for that. And if you get a chance to watch the 2 videos that are going to come out tomorrow, I think you'll understand why. Truly. Because I am an AI, artificial intelligence, or actual intelligence, excuse me. Man, I wish that were true. Mikey's an actual intelligence. Got a lot of brilliant minds here. But no, I think live streams are just, they feel even more natural and authentic because people are speaking extemporaneously, which is just right off the top of their head. And I think that's why YouTube is better. I think interactive entertainment. Look, we're having a conversation right now. We are. This is. You don't get this on TV. You don't get it on film. You know, Kitty Bear's like with a Weave Club. True story. Ah, look, another wonderful super chat. Says Culture better visit me in Hilton Head. I will. And I'm going to bring the boss too, and my golf clubs and her golf clubs. I'll play golf. I forgot. You just mow the lawns. You don't play golf. Anyway, speaking of which, Mikey, guess what? Ryan Reynolds is bringing back your favorite television character. Mikey, are you still here? Do you know who it is? Mikey? Alf is coming back. Mikey, Alf is coming back. I know you're excited. True story. Anyway, Mexican Iron Man for $5 says, yeah, I'll come and visit you. I'm going to ring his doorbell wearing nothing but a loincloth and holding a spear and shield. Yikes. Well, you know what? I like the 300. Are you carved out of wood like those dudes? Could you imagine how much you had to starve yourself to be in that film? Eesh. Rough. Don't you want somebody to love? Anthony, what's up? Says, when I was living in Wisconsin, awesome. The guy who owned a property that we were renting from cut our rent when we helped them with a corn maze every Halloween. Yeah, that's awesome. See? Property ownership's fantastic. Hey, I think I said hi to Gary Mendoza, who just had a birthday, I think. Happy birthday again. Horseradish power for £2 sterling. Proper money, ladies and gentlemen. Ken should have been played by Max Headroom. Yes, I love Max Headroom. The guy, dude, he was great. The first season of Altered Carbon, he returned, and he first of all, he has an incredible voice. Second, he's just a good actor. But yeah. Wow. Speaking of wow, thank you for the super chat. We've had a stack of those plus a super sticker, so I'm going to drop another thank you. You guys, you're all gold mines.
I see you have money. Want to take me on a date?
Bubba Big Daddy Porkin says, do you have an El Pollo Loco? I used to. I used to eat there all the time. was an investment. Actually, that was one of the investments my grandfather tried to get me to buy into early on. Had I and then gotten out at the right time, I would have done okay. But yeah, long conversation with that one, to be fair. But no, I think their chicken is good. I think Chick-fil-A is okay, but it's a little overrated because of the wait time. And they do everything they can to cut that down, and they're incredibly pleasant, wonderful. But at the same time, I think it's a little overrated. The best chicken of any kind, I think, is still Publix at the grocery store. They make some of the best chicken you can possibly have. Rod Thunderheart says, President Camacho. That's right. Alf. Look at you guys. Mikey does not like Alf. Wow. You don't like Ryan either? Ryan's a nice kid. I like that guy. All right. Willie Tanner is dead. True. I'm sure. Imagine they can get somebody in there to do it. Hey, I could play that character, right? I could play. I could play Alf's adoptive father. I don't know how you put that, but yeah, I could be that. I could do that. That'd be a great character for me. At least we know Alf won't be CGI, since Ryan knows how bad that could be. Oh, it definitely not. Yeah. Oh, thank you for the name. Matt Frewer, you guys, you are on fire. Thank you. Yeah, he's genius. Look at you all. Look at you all. I love it. See, I don't have to remember names. I can just look at the chat. You guys crush it. CC, have you seen the projections for Blue Beetle? Almost choked to death reading last night. I think even those are a little higher than it's going to do, to be fair. There's a lot of things tracking very poorly. I mean, early numbers on the Marvels, which is why they're I really do believe that's moving. I know it's not been officially announced. I think that they're leaning in it, which is going to kill all their marketing that they've made, right? But that's another thing that you're going to find in a future video on somebody else's channel. But anyway, but no, a lot of these films are projecting poorly in the future, and it's not because they don't have stars promoting them, folks, which is going to be the selling feature there. Fortune, like I said, really misled today in their article, but that is what it is. That's going to suck rocks, to be fair. Super sucks. My father was a bit of a handyman, especially when it came to windows. So we got money off the rent often. Yeah. See, and again, I mean, I think that comes down to being a good landlord or being a good tenant. If you're a good tenant, landlords want to keep you. And you oftentimes will avoid rent raises and things like that. And vice versa. If you're a good landlord and you recognize that the people are good stewards of your property, you don't want them to move. Lots of things have reciprocal relationships like that, or they used to, and they should again if they don't already. If they haven't maintained that, I think it should come back. I think we're going to need a lot more working together than like fighting betwixt each other, and I think a lot of people are coming to realize that's the case. I think if anything, for a lot of people, at least here in the Western countries, have started to recognize that we have to unify against one common amount of terribleness, or we're going to be overcome by it. Not because it's larger, but simply because it has a more powerful position. So. My birthday's coming up in November. I promise you will know. Six likes to say that I have a birthday week or a birthday month, but I promise I'll let you know. It's in November. So, we're coming up on 10K, so I'm going to have a 10K stream, which means that I will remove my shirt for a few moments of that stream to fulfill an obligation that I made. Why you would want to see old man boobs and gray chest hair is beyond me, but I still can't believe I made that deal. Of course, at that time, I probably didn't believe I'd ever get more than 1,000 people. Even then, that was in question, probably. Smilex is putting on cologne for Divinia. Yeah, fair enough. Is Daryl here? Did Daryl sneak in? There he is, Daryl the Derelict. Matt Frewer was the greatest in the stand, yeah? Very talented actor, love that guy. Oh, thank you, Sheila. I appreciate that, dear. I love watching you when you're on places. I think that I think the military stuff is fun with the Vets Talking crew and Dermy Wormy and everything else. Those are always good. Oh, and I like the new thing that Devil made me do it. His channel is doing wonderful things with the Get Ranked show. I love that. I really wish I could participate more often. What's up, Trace? Good to see you, bro. Let's see. And there's Elizabeth Young. All right. Yeah, Anthony, you're right. It becomes a symbiotic, especially if you're a married couple, because their kids could stay there for a good chunk of their life too. Indeed. Like I said, we need to get back to that idea that things are reciprocal, right? If you know your neighbor's struggling down the street, let's say you have chickens or you have an overabundance of a harvest of a crop, I mean, you're not going to be able to consume it all. Let's say I harvest like there are times when I have just boatloads of peppers. I can't eat them all. I can eat a lot of salsa. The boss makes great salsa. I make great food out of the peppers and everything too. Like, in fact, I'm going to have some stuffed poblanos here coming up here real soon, or Anaheims, or both. But anyway, you can certainly do that. But if you have a yield that you can't possibly consume, don't let it go to waste. Something to be said for human kindness, and I think, and genuine kindness, not the bologna sausage you're sold by the institutions at the moment, because that's just garbage. No, actually, technically, let's see. Kara is correct. It's correct. Yeah, I think I'm going to stop counting the number. I'll just recognize it as an anniversary of my date of birth. About that. Carlos Estrada, culture chesticles. Yeah, they're not. Look, I mean, I used to be incredibly fit prior to the pandemic, carved out of wood. A guy that went to the gym 5 to 7 days a week, different types of athletic participation, including weights. Yeah, no. Rod's like, we're the same age, just ran 3 miles. Yeah, I know. I was up at 5, but I was recording a video at 5:30. I have 75 push-ups left to do today. So that's right. Yeah, that stock is great. Yeah, that's right. Devil Maybe Do is really fun. Although those streams are great. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Sheila, for promoting Vets Talking. Bubba Big Dad Porkin says, how did Darth Barbie do Monday box office wise? It did all right. It did fall off. Let's see if the official numbers are done, because before it was just those estimates, and you know how reliable those can be. Oopsie, wrong thing. I'm fired. We'll try this. All right. I'm a professional YouTuber, folks. Yeah, right. Thank you for this. Are you still blocked, by the way? Because it doesn't look like it on my side. I'm gonna go and look at it after the stream. So here we are with Barbie, 382. Whew, we're getting close to break even, folks. That's already. Of course, the number that they have as the budget here is completely inaccurate. It was $150 million in production budget. They're still reporting it inaccurately at 100. But it's on its way upward. No doubt about it. 188 domestic, is that what it just said? Yeah. And again, you look at this number and you're like, well, it made 70,000 on Friday. No, it didn't. It made 48,200,000 on Friday. You have to add in the 2 days prior, which are this preview number here. They give you this $70,000, 70 million. I keep doing that. Why do I keep doing that? And then you can see, and this also misrepresents, because it really was only $1 million. It was only $1.5 million more money. So it didn't fall off 32%. When you add all 3 of those days together, I guess But then the real fall off here was 9% for the Sunday from the Saturday. And then here's where you had your Monday thing. It fell off 40%. So these are numbers we need to pay attention to. $6,100 per theatrical exhibition. If we see these numbers go downward quickly, that'll be rather telling. But 26 million first week, day 4, it's respectable, to be fair. So there we go. Thank you for that, my friend. Horseradish Power for another £2 sterling to the 120 of you that are still here on various platforms. Hi, TZ Burton's over on Odysee. We've got Lord Shax over on Rumble, along with John Cipolla and a few others. And of course, everybody on Twitter. Hello. Hey, Elon, where's I applied for monetization. I'm going to start putting videos on your platform. So thanks. You turn that on. Horseradish Power for £2, £2 sterling, actual proper money. Miss Marvel was a charismatic bore fest. So weird. Yeah. Well, wait. And that's the other thing, right? Disney will have wasted so much money promotionally if they don't release the Marvels in the window, the new adjusted moved window on November 10th. Because if they push it back to the following year to 2024, they're totally hosed. They would have wasted 2 promotional cycles at that point, plus the release in August of the Miss Marvel television program on ABC, broadcast television, trying to get people to just be interested in this trash fire. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but that's nuts. You know, you're right about this, Darth Plato. I agree that they are into a lot of things, but the biggest problem is that you could certainly have a market influence on your family and your friends at home. The biggest thing is the biggest thing for anybody to try to influence others is the performance of good deeds, goodwill. Kindness. If you can deliver all of those things and be, a based person, and for some people that's leans heavily into religion or whatever, you can influence people just by your actions. And I know people say, well, being those performative things don't necessarily yield anything, but they do. You can change a lot of minds by doing the right thing. You've all heard the parable of the lion with the thorn in its paw. I mean, the reason we're told these stories is is for these moralistic lessons, and they really do resonate. They really do. Tree rock. So if I have too many eggs, I should egg my neighbor's house. No. I know you know what I meant. Yeah. Yep. Pay it forward at the drive-thru sometimes. That's right. Yep. I did that not that long ago in Texas. I took care of when I was driving back. Actually, I did it again when I was driving back from where were we? Dallas. When I was driving back from Dallas, I bought somebody else's gas on the way back. They didn't know. Just paid for it. My home gym became, because of the way the garages are all divided, my home gym actually became my woodworking shop, and it's going to remain that way going forward. So, yeah. Would I ever want to reach 100 years or over? If I was in good health, certainly. But I think that you are useful in whatever capacity you are for a given period of time, whether that be through inspiration or works. And I think that at some point you become a burden. Hopefully that's not until your very last days. But if I could get there, indeed. Oh, Boondock Saints is super fun. Love that. JP's spooky review. Barbie's the best movie of the year. I know you're kidding. Yeah, I'm not going to lean too much into Barbie going forward. I think I'm done. I did my 3 videos on it. I think I've wrapped that. The only update I could do to that is going to be where it finishes in the box office in 6 weeks. We'll see where that is. Wow, this has been a really different bonus time. Thanks for being here, everybody. Lots of answers and questions. I love it. Lord Shax over on the Rumble chat says, you generously gave gas to Nick Weiser and Tox that one time you spent time drinking while live streaming. Good man. Well, not that kind of gas, but I understand. There's Shags. I love this guy. Hopefully you're subscribed to this dude. He's great. Wonderful channel. Great interviews. Ready Set Shags is a really cool program. You should check it out. His channel is well worth your time, I assure you. I think you're right about that, Jonah Hex. It's a very nihilistic decade. Eat more eggs. Yeah, they have a specific enzyme in them that is, in light of many months of weirdness that we went through, probably pretty good for you. I will not dive in further. Do your own health research and reach out to your health professional. I'm not giving you any of that kind of advice. Horseradish Power for another £2 sterling. My goodness, we have so many sponsors of the shows. Philip M, of course, at the very beginning of the show with wonderful inspirational verses. And of course, Horseradish Power hitting me with the proper money. Saying, at this point, St. Trinian's would be a better school. Wow. Wow. Master Sidearms, hello from the past. Just getting done with the actual 6 minutes. Well, thanks for being here. This molten hunk of metal next to me is our company's network. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, man. Dude, I had a server crash at the office. I don't know. What was it? Like maybe not quite. Yeah, a little over a year ago. Bad day. Bad day. Bad day. Not fun. Thoughts on tipping culture casino? My younger brother and I ran into a tip wall when it came to our karaoke song requests, live band karaoke. Well, it depends on what you're questioning. I think tips are great. I think if people have the financial wherewithal to grant funds to others to do one thing or another, or just to say thanks or whatnot, or to contribute to a conversation, that's fantastic. I play both sides of that because I talk to the whole chat, which probably is financially detrimental to me, but I don't want to be a paywall myself. In the real world, I tip appropriately, oftentimes more than probably a server or a service person deserves. But appreciation of service or performance is a good thing. But again, there's always something to be said about the financial wherewithal the person that's being put in that position. So it's a choice based on anybody individually's financial situation. Like I said, I don't put it upon anybody to be required to do that, but at the same time, maybe when it comes to karaoke and stuff, that's understandable, because otherwise you'd just be singing for singing's sake, and if you're trying to generate revenue, it's understandable. I'm not critical of anybody else's monetization schemes. I just know very well my own feelings behind it. It's why I greatly appreciate the financial support I get from everybody in my chat. You guys mean the world to me for more than just the financial reasons, but because here we are. There's 120 of you right now on YouTube and many more spread on other social platforms at the moment. I'm very blessed. And I know it. And I thank you all. You guys have no idea. Corbin Dallas words. There you go. John Platt, he's sending me proper money as well for £2 sterling. Look at this. And it's great to see you again, John. I hope you're doing well. Hey, Cultured One. Hail the Comicsgate. Woke is dying. I think that's true. I've been seeing lots of signs that things are turning around. Even if it's only to a certain extent lip service, it's going to bring some people into the stark reality that their monomaniacal thought process is is a little twisted. There, I'm being kind. College Casino, I'm hearing the first 20 minutes of Plastic Girl Doll movie is good, then derails. Is this a new formula? Perhaps. Look, if you only watched the beginning of the film and took it as superficially as possible, absent the introduction, which I still think is an allegory for something we're going to be at odds at for a long period of time when it comes to reproduction. I would say that, yeah, I think that that's a good way to sneak a lot of stuff in. But the problem is that, again, leaving the theater that day, just to add a slightly more context to my statements, you had a lot of people really down. Leaving the theater. Going in, they were all hammered, drunk in the whole nine, and then leaving the theater, they were quite down, which is a bummer. Horseradish Power for another £2 sterling. My goodness, Horseradish Power. Hopefully, I'll see you over on Mr. H's stream later. New MI character, Barbie Oppenheimer. Blast Babe. Ooh, that'd be cool. I have to tell you, for what it's worth, Mission Impossible 7 I still enjoyed. I will be going back to see it again. You know what I'll not see again? Barbie. I do have to go see Oppenheimer. I just ran out of time the weekend. Too much going on. I think Acolyte is going to suffer under the same weight of all Disney products, which is an overblown budget that it doesn't deserve. And believe me, there are going to be big conversations around that production here in the very near future. Not just on my channel, but others. I think, like I said, I think Pro is going to be doing some brilliant stuff over there with Jonas and the crew. So I think everything's really telling right now. Oh, yeah. And look, everything that's coming up on Pro's channel, you're going to want to pay attention to. Lots of stuff coming up. Lots of news breaking. It's not mine to spoil, but man, amazing stuff. I've often considered making my way up to the Great White North. In the process of rapidly renewing my passport. So we'll see how that goes. I have to have all of that in and set for expedited service by this weekend. So that will be done. I'm scrolling, guys. I'm way behind on the chat. We got Horseradish Power here for another amazing $2 pound sterling. My goodness. Again, Horseradish Power sponsoring the second part of the show here. I plan to watch MI7 a third time. Love that film. I really enjoyed it. I really did. And I do understand that a lot of people think it's too long. 2 hours is a sweet spot for a movie, and I agree with you. There is no lie there. And there was stuff you could have cut out of MI7. I imagine MI8 will be right in that 2 hour window as well. But what I feel like is they went out to make a 5 hour film, and we got 2 films out of it. And I'm not sure I would have ended it the way it is. I think although it was somewhat satisfactory, which I can't say for any of the things I've seen otherwise recently. Gosh, Barbie did not have a satisfying ending. In fact, if anything, it just reinforced a lot of political messaging as well. So let's see. Daryl says, once work settles down, I'm going to give Dan Vask a run for his money. You go, girl. I mean, Daryl. Hope you're doing well, buddy. It's been a minute. CC in a bind. He's way behind. That's right. That's true. Snakes and funerals. The best thing about seeing Oppenheimer in IMAX was seeing the trailer for Dune 2 in IMAX. Yeah, I hear it's lovely. I think people's expectations for Dune 2 is too high. I think it's quite a niche film, and I think it's not going to perform financially the way they need it to, which means you're not going to get any more of those. I think they may even have to rethink the HBO show, at least for an extended period. Kara says, I just rewatched My Dinner with Andre. Man, those types of movies will never be made again. Yeah. Yeah. John Platt hasn't seen Oppenheimer yet, but intends to go see it probably Saturday. I hope to see it this weekend. Again, I'm playing catch up in a lot of places, guys. I really am, but it's good. You've got to put the bum clip. Oh, you know what? I can do that. Here we go.
Wow, it looks like I just found your house back there. Ya bum.
Oh, I think I know which one. Yeah, the bum clip is the $3 one I don't get to play very often. Speech laws here in Canada aren't even that even close to that in the US. I hate it. A lot of people do. Oh, this is an actual literal question. Hang on. From Schmilix. Have you ever had dinner with Andre? Not yet, but I will. The minute I meet him, I imagine it will be over food. By the way, that's really the best way to get to know somebody and to come to a meeting of the minds is to have a meal. Share a meal. Preferably one that's prepared by you or the other party or jointly. Jointly preparing a meal requires working together, which like very quietly sets this idea in your mind that you are capable to cooperate and to reach beyond an impasse. There's psychology in all of that, but there you are. Breaking bread. Philip Gaming! What's up? Good to see you. Hopefully you get to go to Norway and have your own dinner with Andre. Indeed, I will. I need to get to Sweden and Norway. Family there, both countries. And I got to get to the UK. Pretty stoked. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. I went well longer than I had planned, all because of you. Seriously, it was well because of you, and I do appreciate the support, as kind as you all are. For those of you watching on Rumble and Odysee and Twitter, thank you very much for joining us today. We've got another video or two coming out. In fact, next video on this channel drops in 1 hour and 1 hour and 15 minutes from now. So make sure you turn your notifications on. We've got a lot of stuff coming out. 2 videos a day this week, every day. And hopefully at some point a 10,000 subscriber celebration. So a little behind my very aggressive goal, but still well within my summer goal, I think. Because I think we're coming up on 9,200 subs right now. It's mind-blowing to me. I will definitely be in the UK at some point in the near future. There's some people over there I need to meet. So, but thank you all for coming to Bonus Time. I appreciate that. And I wish I could go. Mags. It conflicts with something else. And I also have a wedding that's going to get in the way of something that I want to go to too. So, but that's okay. One of my brothers is getting remarried, so I will not miss that for the world. Anyway, we'll see you over on Mr. H's Hcast. That's also going to be in just a bit. That's just a few hours away. If Olaf comes back in time, that's 3 hours from now, precisely 3 hours from now. So check out Mr. H reviews for the Hcast later today. And on that note, I will say the same things I always do. Be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, wash your hands, of course, because it's good hygiene. And until next time, here's the credits. Once again, all of these people make everything go here. They take care of me in a lot of various ways, make it possible for me to work less, even though I should still be working the same. And also give me an opportunity to do some of the goals that I have, which is broader than this channel, which includes development for production locations, et cetera, so that others can participate in this space. So your contributions, memberships, and super chats are very much appreciated. These people in particular, all the time, I get love from members, and it's overwhelming. from the folks that are Gold Club members, the folks that are Rewards Club members, and most especially from the people that are high rollers, who are these folks here, who help me out a great deal. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. See ya!